Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Micah McDonald about Selling Sunset, a show that we all love on Netflix. Season 5 recently dropped. Welcome to the show, man. Thanks so much for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's great to chat with you. I mean, people love this show. People love reality TV. I mean, I feel like the answer to this question might be no, but like, did you ever think that one day you'd be on a reality TV show?
Yeah, the answer is definitely no.
If you said yes, I was like, is there a lie detector test?
Can we get some proof? Can we get some verification? No, absolutely, it's a no. But the timing just seemed to work out like pretty perfectly for it. So I'm a big timing person, right? And if things present themselves in the right order, and this one just kind of hit at the right time, and I was like, you know what? I never would have thought it, but I was like, hey, might as well go for it.
You show up for season 5, it's already established. Like certain cast members come and go, but there's like the fan favorites. You show up when it's already established. People know the characters as like a new person with Emma and everything. I'm sure your mindset is just, hopefully people kind of enjoy what I'm doing. Like, you're not thinking about whether you'll become a fan favorite or not, right? You're just thinking like, well, what are people gonna think, basically?
There's a lot that fine. So it's obviously, there's the personal aspect, just me as a, and then there's the aspect of the house. I take a lot of pride, like in the work that I do. So you want people to love the house too. You obviously, want them to like you being part of the show as well. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. But I mean, it was an amazing experience all around. I had a fantastic time. It was a very.
When did it start cluing in that it's like, wow, like people really like seem to be interested in this storyline on the show? Was it like a couple of days after season 5 like premiered? Was it like recently? I'm just curious. Like, do you have a timetable when you were like, wow, like this works?
It was almost immediate, when the season dropped.
Yeah.
And the season, and kind of like you said, I had no idea not only how many people watched it, kind of across all ages, all backgrounds, all realms, and then internationally as well. Mm-hmm. So, after, a day or two after it dropped, and then, the phone started like blowing up a little bit. Followers on Instagram started going up a little bit. When articles started dropping a few days after, and then travel started getting different because then you start getting recognized in airports and in cities, and it was kind of I didn't expect it. It was very, very, very unexpected. So, and you never really going to be in the show either. So, I mean, that was kind of part of it as well.
Yeah, that's also something that's very interesting because I've interviewed people that have been on reality TV shows, specific on Netflix. They go in, it's just like they're doing their thing and cameras are around. And then it's just like, okay, what's going to be in this and what's not? And it's just kind of playing the waiting game. Was that what it was like for you with Selling Sunset?
100%. No. I mean, we had a lot of fun. There was a lot of footage. A lot of stuff was filmed, but you just don't have a clue how any of it is really going to fall out in the show. But they do an amazing job. They know what they're doing. I mean, they've put out an amazing show that people like worldwide are in love with.
There's with a lot of the conversations you have, Emma and all that and everything, people get to know you a little bit. Are there some things that the show, didn't show that you like want to come do like interviews like this, kind of know, like, was it there like any hobbies or interests that like it didn't kind of touch on at all about you? Because that there's like the crave for like people want to know, like, oh, Micah McDonald, like what's he interested in besides real estate and, sunsets.
That's just really, really one part of who I am, really,
yeah.
Right? 'Cause I've been kind of a serial entrepreneur now for the last 15 years. I've been in all kinds of industries that you can think of. I've settled in more into the real estate development because I love it. I mean, there's something about kind of creating something brand new, watching it grow, watching it build, and having kind of a completion to it. And I like that aspect of it, having a completion, and then, whether it's sold or whether it's some of the properties I've done, I've kept because I love them so much, or whether you rent it. There's just something to me that like loves that part of watching it grow and getting completed and doing something kind of amazing like that. So, but I've been in everything from, lounges, restaurants. Right now I'm working very hard on a mezcal brand. Agave spirits are really big, so that's coming up very soon. I'm excited about that. Obviously, I'm doing a restaurant out here in LA. I'm extremely active in all things outdoors. I work out like crazy. So any golf is something I love to do as well. Anything outdoors, but I've got a lot of other stuff going on. I'm one of 8. I've got, a bunch of brothers and sisters, nieces, nephews, and kind of, live on a plane lately as well. So I've got a lot going on.
You see what I did there, right? I threw the fastball down the middle. That was basically for you to plug everything out.
Yeah, no, I like it. I took a pretty good swing at it. So especially
it's out of the park. It was very fast. It like left.
I really wanted especially the mezcal brand. The mezcal brand has been a labor of love over the course of like the last 2 years. So soon, I'm very, very excited about it.
Do you immediately, this is interesting too, right? Like, it's like official, right? You're going to be on Selling Sunset on Netflix. Like, everything's done, right? You're going to be on the show. Do you like immediately start thinking about like the exposure at all? Or does that come a bit later that like, oh, cool. Like, I'm going to have more of kind of, there's going to be more eyes on like, my Instagram account, and maybe I could plug other things. Like, does that start sinking in like right away? Or does it kind of just sink in like week after week? Like, I'm curious about that.
So initially I was taken off guard and wasn't prepared from that standpoint for season 5, right? I just really didn't foresee as much interest there. Like I said, didn't really know how much I would be in it or not. Mm-hmm. But my mind always works in a business type of way. So obviously anything that you do, you're a brand. Mm-hmm. So whatever it is. So like, that's obviously something I think about now, and making sure that, I'm kind of doing things that are within the realm of like who I am as a person, and not doing, just jumping at whatever comes my way, that type of thing. So I'm always thinking about those things now. I think it's a good way to approach it.
You're really busy, keeping busy, but I'm wondering if you're on the same boat as me. Do you find like time's going so quick? Like, it's almost like next week's going to be like almost end of August. Like, it's crazy, right?
This year's gone. I mean, I'm literally like, where's summer? Like, I love summertime, and I'm looking at it's like, what is this, August the 10th? I'm like, oh, summer, come back. Like, I haven't even been able to like enjoy summer like that. It's flown by like unbelievably fast. Like, you wanted to slow down, but summer's like, I want summer to come back. I'm gonna have to go to Australia.
Yeah, I know, it's so crazy. Oh man, I interview people from Australia from time to time on the show, and like, I get conflicting information about like the spiders, because I really can't do spiders. And like, some people are like, no, it's all good. And then some people are like, no, they're everywhere. But like,
I just stick to the main tourist parts. They're going to make sure those spiders are
yeah,
cleared
but they're
out.
still going to be, yeah, but then someone said like, oh, but if you still go to like the big tourist, big hotels, like they're still around. I'm like, great. That's so good. You know what I mean? But it's actually deceiving, because apparently the small ones are the ones you have to worry about, because those are the poisonous ones. The big ones are just around.
Exactly. That's true. And I'm imagining the big ones moved a little slow.
I don't like spiders. Don't spiders resemble like some from another planet, like aliens? Like, it drives me nuts.
These spiders are kind of like crocodiles, alligators. It's just, they're prehistoric. I just feel like they're from a different era. So I feel you, but it's the small ones you got to worry about.
No, but I say the aliens too, because they have many eyes and all that, and like, it's just, but this just got taken to a whole nother level. You brought up Australia.
Stay away from there for now.
I'm sure whether it's like interviews or like just kind of meeting people, what were like big common questions you were always asked about the show? Was it like having to do with like a relationship with Emma? Like, was that kind of the main thing that people were asking? Were there some questions that would frequently come up that you were like surprised, like about like projects or about certain things like in the show?
Yeah, no, for sure. So a lot of questions, obviously, about Emma, the relationship, what's going on, what's not going on. That was a lot there, but there's a, there's just as much, and maybe even now so more. There's just the general interest in, how'd you get started? What kind of stuff are you working
And that's
on?
cool to see, right?
I mean, I think so too. Like everyone's kind of interested in like how people kind of get to where they are. I know that I am. Like I love hearing people's journeys, what types of things did they go through, how they decided on, whatever path they decided on. So there's at first it was very much, what's going on with Emma, but then very quickly it's just more so the journey of real estate development. How'd you get into it? Love the project, things of that nature.
That's cool. So it kind of like changed a little bit and transformed into like the relationship. And then, because I think do you think that's a reason? Like, did you have a chance to watch like did you do like research, Micah? Like, did you watch like past seasons and stuff? No, right? You just went in. Yeah. That happens a lot more than you would think. People just kind of get thrown in without knowing much about it. And I feel like that's actually cool because like what you see is like fresh, right? Like you legit don't have it.
100. I think the first day that I filmed, I think I'd just flown in from I had business in Houston. I think I'd flown in. I think I maybe went to the gym, came in, filmed right away. I mean, it was all very, very fresh, candid, real.
Okay, so I'm really excited to ask you this for a wrap up. Based on your experience, because you can't really talk in general about reality TV, you can only speak to your experience on Selling Sunset. What is a misconception about reality TV that you could tell me about based on your experience? Like there were some things that maybe people were telling you that it was going to be like, and then you were kind of like, oh, like it's the exact opposite of that. Is there anything that comes to mind?
A misconception about it? No, not. Not really. My first, I'd be kind of grasping to answer that question. But what I would say about it, though, is I find it extremely interesting how they take all of these things that are going on that are all very much happening in real time, real life, real personalities, real people, no script, no anything, and they're able to put it in a form that is just so well organized and concise and everything. I mean, that's what's so wild to me because it just seems like there's just a lot of chaos going on, right? You're just filming, it's so much material.
That's a good answer to the question. The formatting is a misconception.
The way it all comes together blows my mind. But there's nothing really else that stands out from the standpoint of, oh wow, this, I was so blown away by this or so surprised by this. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There's a lot of things going on and there's cameras there filming it. And
so you want to hear the best answer to that question is when I interviewed some cast members and contestants from like The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. The best answer I got to that, Micah, was all the food you see like on dates or like in the thing, like they can't touch it.
No, we were doing the most. I mean, every time there was food out, Emma had her empanadas, I had my mezcal out. I mean, we were eating, we were drinking, like we were living. So there was no don't touch this, don't eat that.
That was like a thing. I was like, they're like, okay, like I was like, what's a misconception? It's like, well, people think that we're like chowing down on this meal on the date.
No, not at all. The only other thing is that stands out if you have to kind of redo something or the sound was off, lighting was off. You have to try to remember where you were. Was there a bottle of water here? Was there this thing? Types of things interesting too. We ate, we drank, we had a good time.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's so cool to see. And Mike, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on Popternative. It was great chatting with you.
No, I appreciate it very much. You too.
Plug away. So there's an Instagram. So Selling Sunset season 5. People can watch now worldwide on Netflix if they haven't watched it yet. Plug away.
Correct.
We're working on a lot of things. Social media. Floor is yours, man.
Hey, stay tuned. Stay tuned for season 6 as well.
Yeah.
Media is very easy. I am _ Micah, MICAH. Keep an eye out for Beso Sagrado. That's a mezcal brand coming soon. And obviously, I'm going to keep leveling up on the real estate side. So you're going to see a lot of new cool things coming from the real estate development side as well.
That is a pretty fitting handle because you are indeed Micah.
I'm going all the way. Absolutely. I am Micah. I appreciate you, brother.
No problem. This has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Micah McDonald, who you can catch in season 5 of Selling Sunset on Netflix. And PD Beats, signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.